Same horses, same 371 bets, same days. The only thing that changes is which bookmaker you placed it with. And that is the difference between up 41.9 points and down 20.6 points. Right, the Form Guide Studios. I'm Rachel, Rob's here, and we placed the same 371 bets at every firm we could get a price from, and where you put the bet was worth 63 points. Here it is. Take the top price available anywhere, net of commission, and those 371 bets return up 41.9 points. Take the average of the firm's quoting, which is roughly what you get if you have one account and never shop around, and the identical bets return up 1.4 points, and take the best price at a traditional high street bookmaker, no exchange at all, and they return down 20.6 points.
Which is a 63-point swing on the same opinions. Not better selections, not a better model. The same selections placed somewhere else. If you take one thing from this channel, it is that where you bet is worth more than what you bet on. And this is the table nobody publishes. Every firm we logged how many times it was quoted and how often it was the best price on the board. Betfair Exchange, 75% of 361. Matchbook, 54% of 46. Smarkets, 38% of 45.
And then the ones people actually have accounts with. Bet365, best price 2.3% of the 260 times we saw it. William Hill, best price 0.5% of the 184 times we saw it. Unibet, best price 0.0% of the 25 times we saw it. That is not a criticism of them. It is what a margin is, but it is worth knowing before you decide one account is enough.
Now the two things that would make this wrong, because if we do not say them, somebody else will. The exchanges were the top price 82% of the time, and an exchange price is quoted before commission. Everything we have just said is already net of 2%, and I will give you the honest crossover rather than make you find it. Run it at 5% commission, and the top price book is up 33.3 points, call it break even, instead of up 41.9 points. So at 5%, shopping around does not make this book profitable. What it still does is beat the best traditional bookmaker by 54 points. The gap survives every commission rate anybody pays. The profit does not, and we are not going to claim it does.
And the second one, an exchange price is only real for the money that is actually sitting there. On a big field at a small meeting, you will not always get filled at the number on the screen. That is a genuine limit, and we are not going to pretend it away. It does not change the direction of any of this, but it does mean the gap you personally get will be smaller than the gap in that table. So what do you actually do with that? The median gap between the best price on the board and the average price was 11%, and the widest single one we logged was 50%. You do not need to catch the extreme. You need to stop taking the average.
Which means more than one account, and it means checking before you click rather than after. That is unglamorous, and it is worth more than any tip anybody will give you this week, including ours.
One race so you can see it rather than take our word for it. Bearing gifts, the 550 Hamilton Smarkets SBK were 11 Poirot. William Hill were 450. Same horse, same minute, 144% between them.
It lost. So on that one, it cost nobody anything, which is the point about doing this over hundreds of bets rather than one. The gap only shows up in the winners, and you do not know in advance which those are.
It is worth understanding why this happens, because it is not that one firm is generous and the others are mean. A traditional bookmaker prices a race to a margin. They build in the percentage that keeps the lights on, and it comes out of the price you get. An exchange does not price the race at all. It matches you against another punter and takes a cut of the winnings.
Which means the exchange is not competing with the bookmakers on generosity. It is a different product. And that is also the answer to the obvious question. No, the bookmakers are not doing anything wrong. A margin is the business. The mistake is the punters for paying it when there is a version that charges differently.
And it is why one account is the expensive habit. Not because your firm is bad, but because a single price is never the best price on the board, and over a few hundred bets never is expensive. We can only show you that because we log every firm's price on every call and settle every call in public afterwards, win or lose. Nobody is paying us to say any of this, and there is no link under this video. That's the lot. Every call published before the off, settled after it. 18 plus. Everything here is analysis and opinion, never an instruction to bet. BeGambleAware.org.